Hey guys, welcome back to the Beauty Bar. So today I'm going to be doing a fun little look inspired by My Fair Lady and Audrey Hepburn and My Fair Lady. I'm going with, I have a picture here. I'm going to be using this one of her, so it's very pink. So we're going to be doing that today. So I'm going to start with my primer. Today I'm using the Porefessional by Benefit, because I've literally run out of all my other primers. So, start by doing a couple of dabs of this around the face. So I can need a little bit more of the primer. Stop. Alright. So I haven't decided how much, if any, bronzer I'm going to really use much of today, as far as contouring goes, but I probably want to have to, because it's summertime and I've darkened up, but I haven't gotten a new summertime shade of foundation yet, so I'm going to be really pale looking if I don't do some bronzer. So I'm going to start with, this is the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover 24 Hour. I'm going to dot this around my face. And then I have my Infallible, I can't say that word for some reason, Pro Glow, same color, it's the Classic Ivory, so it's the lightest color they've got. I just haven't gone out and bought a summer shade, which I obviously need. A shade or two darker than what I've got here. Okay. So once I've got those dotted all over my face, I know I look kind of funny. I'm going to take my blending sponge here and just start pouncing out, blending it out. And since my concealer hasn't really been covering up anything, I'm going to take a little bit more of that Total Cover foundation and use that as my concealer under my eye. And lately, the dark circles have not been hiding at all under the concealer, so let's give this a shot, see what happens. I need to get me some of the Tarte Shape Tape, which I hear is amazing. I haven't gotten that yet, so. Pat that in to kind of set it and blend it a little bit. Then I'm going to take my Neutrogena Shine Control powder. Some translucent. I'm just going to take and kind of set that under eye a little bit so hopefully it won't crease on me too bad. And basically, anywhere I know I have some oil issues, I'm just going to take and pat a little bit of this powder. So since I am so very pale, even more pale, I don't know if you can tell, than my neck and chest area here, I'm going to go ahead and take my Benefit Cheek Parade palette. This one. I'm going to go in with the Hoola Lite, which I use all the time anyway, and just warm up my complexion a little bit. Dip in there with my airbrush, powder brush from Sephora. I'm just going to kind of use this almost like you would use a setting powder or a translucent powder. Just to bring some warmth back in my skin. And I'm going to go ahead and contour just because Audrey's face is much more chiseled than mine, much smaller than mine. So I'm going to do that just to kind of illusion that. Oh, I didn't put on my eyeshadow primer. Let me do that real quick. Got the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Do a little bit of that on my eyes. So that can be setting down real good before I just do any eyeshadow. Alright, so that's basically the Hoola Lite I'm going to use just to warm up my complexion so I look a little bit more cohesive. I'll dip into regular Hoola for my contour. I'm going to do the cheekbones. My Fair Lady is one of my favorite musicals, but I've always thought there should have been a different ending. Like she and Professor Higgins should have ended up together or something. Some kind of romantic ending. I guess I'd say that's just romantic in me. But I'd like to have seen them actually end up together that way. But what's your opinion on that? Would you rather have seen her with Freddie Einsford Hill? I think Freddie was too immature for Eliza. She was so independent and everything, and he was so on his mother's coattails. So it's just a matter for discussion in the comment box. What do you think of the movie? Do you love it? Do you wish it had a little bit of different ending? Do you wish that Eliza had ended up with romantically involved with someone? It doesn't really show that in the movie, obviously, but it would have been nice to see, I think. Alright, so for blush, because I'm really going for more of a pink. I have like a poppy pink blush up here. I'll put my hand on it. This is the Moodstruck Minerals Pressed Blusher for Younique in Stunning, so it's a very pink shade, and you don't need much of this, like barely tap your brush into it. in that pink flush there. I got a little heavy-handed. Let me get my brush that has just the translucent powder on there. Kind of blend that out a little bit. And normally for highlight, lately I've been using Siberian Gold from Jeffree Starr, but I think today, because we're going for more of a pink peachy look, I'm going to use Eclipse, which is the Jeffree Starr MannyMUA collab, which is this one, so it's a little bit lighter. And I'm trying to decide, how do I want to apply this? I'm going to use a stippling brush. This is a stippling brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I'm just going to take and get a little bit of the highlight on there. And just bring that where I normally do the high points of my face there. I mean, obviously I don't know that highlighting was around during the movie, but this picture, she's very highlighted in her face. And actually, she actually has a little more highlight, like right here on the apple of her cheek. So I'm going to bring down just a little bit of my highlight. Not much, just a little bit there. And a little bit. I'm not picking up any more product, I'm just using what's already on my brush. And the strobe. The forehead area, there, just over the brow. Chin, my upper lip a little bit, Cupid's bow area, and then for the nose, I'll take my finger and dip into, bring it down the bridge of my nose, and then just a little bit on the tip of my nose. And if I feel like I've gotten a little too much of anything anywhere, I'll just take my brush and kind of brush that out. Oh, I forgot to contour my nose, and you do that. So, I'm going to take the Hoola bronzer for my cheek from my palette again. Audrey's little nose is so nice and slim. Let's see, where is there? I'm going to use it to flat, fluffy eyeshadow brush, dip into Hoola, and just start carving out my nose a little bit. Take my blending brush here. Blurring brush, actually, is what it's called. It's the foundation blurring brush from e.l.f. I'm just kind of trying to blur those lines where I contoured my nose. Okay. Okay, let me curl my eyelashes. So those will be out of the way so I can do my eye makeup. Now obviously this look in this movie, I didn't wear a lot of eye makeup, so we're going to go in kind of neutral. I noticed looking at the picture there wasn't really any eyeliner to speak of. There might have been a little teeny tiny bit of eyeliner, but it wasn't much. But I'm going to start by priming my lids like I usually do with my cream shadow, but I'm going to, instead of using Elegant, I'm going to be using Hopeful, which is this pink, since we're going with the pink look today. Dip in with my cream shadow brush and get a little bit on there. I'll take this all the way up to the lid, or to the brow bone, not the lid, obviously all over the lid. And brow bone. So I'm doing kind of pinks and browns, I think it does. I find sometimes that this particular shade of the cream shadow goes on a little bit easier if you just kind of dab it with your fingers, smooth it out some. Otherwise, it wants to stay a little clumpy and stuff. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is reach in here and grab number 3 here somewhere. My Younique Moodstruck Addiction palette in number 3, which is pinks and roses here. I'm also going to be using some neutrals and some browns from the Jeffree Starr Androgyny palette. So I'm going to first start off with just taking my fluffy angled shadow brush, and I think I'm going to go into, this is actually, I need to go on to Beauty Killer. I'm actually going to go into China White, maybe a little bit of Princess, which is the pinky shade. So these two shades here for my highlight shades. Just going to take and dip a little bit into both. And just put those on top of the cream shadow already that I have.